I'm Ignacio Sepúlveda, and the project I'm representing is Cookies,
Very well.
a short film.
Yes, very good short film. All right, Ignacio, tell us about what was the spark of inspiration, the moment that made you have the idea for Cookies.
I was reading an article about addictions in Spain, and I read that since the crisis began in Spain, 200,000 people were evicted from their house, from their homes, and at first I was pretty impressed. I didn't know that so many people were taken out from their homes and left literally in the streets. And the thing is, at first I thought of this as being a drama. The first script I wrote about this was a pure drama, and my DP said, "Well, this is not you. You write comedy, and why don't you turn this into a comedy? People would how do you say, like, connect more with the story if it's a comedy." I said, "Well, let's try it." So
it's easier to digest.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I did it. The title of the movie is Cookies because her mother makes these amazing cookies, and it was an homage to her, to this idea she gave me of making a comedy.
Very good, very good. So, in your opinion, what was the biggest difficulty or biggest challenge you encountered during this project?
Several.
It's always a lot.
So many challenges. I guess the first one was finding the right house. I fell in love with the house that is actually on the short film, and I didn't know how to get it. There was no way. I actually had a friend that lived across the street and knew everybody around except for the people that were living there. So I finally just knocked the door and said, "Well, hi, I'm nobody, and I want your house." And they heard me. They heard the story. They loved the script, and they let me shoot in their house, which was just amazing.
Wow.
So that I mean that was a challenge at first, but then everything went really smooth. And the thing is, these people were already used to have shoots in their house.
Oh, really?
And getting real money, and that was another issue because I said, well, I'm quite poor and I'm a student. I have nothing to offer but just my smile. And they said, yeah.
They must have really liked your smile.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Very good, very good.
So yeah, I think that was one of the biggest challenges. I wanted to get rid of a window too, and I found out that the window was still there when we went to the shoot, and I was freaking out, and they took it out. I mean, there was so many things, money-wise, of course.
That's always the case.
Yes. At first, it was going to be a super low budget. It turned to be a super low budget, but
higher than
higher than
expected.
expected, and things like that.
Yeah.
But I worked with this crew that was absolutely amazing, and made it real, and I'm really thankful to them.
Wonderful, wonderful. So your film is a comedy, but it tackles a lot of serious problems. If there is a message or something that you want people to take from this movie, what is it? What are you trying to tell us?
This is of course you say it, right. This is a comedy, and this has an absurdity.
Because it is an absurd situation.
Exactly. That you got that point. It's an absurd situation. What we're living in Spain, it's totally absurd. Let's say that you get evicted. You're probably 50 years old. you lose your job because your company went bankrupt, and so now you're trying to find a new job, and there's these young people trying to get that same job too, and they are overqualified. Why? Because they don't find a job either. So what do they do? Still doing like 100 master's degree. I'm an example of that. I'm doing my second master's degree, and I have 2 degrees before that. So
Wow.
and the thing is, you're competing. You have 50 years old, and you're competing with these people, right? And you, of course, you know that younger people are going to get paid less, and are going to accept that. So you have nothing to do. You have no way to pay your mortgage, and you are evicted with your 3 children and wife. And what do you do?
Good question.
And this is not men or women. I mean, for women it's exactly the same. And the plus is, of course, that it's always there. The issue with women getting jobs and stuff, right? So everything is now a problem, I guess. So it's a pretty sad situation. It's a pretty sad situation. So there's a sweet, bitter feeling, I guess, at the end of the short film that talks about living, trying to make a living, and where do you live, right? The protagonist lives in the bank. He's an intern living in the bank because he doesn't have a
I
place.
know, that part was fascinating about it. He himself was in that kind of situation. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I would take a picture with somebody that is actually making a living out of movies in my country. I would do exactly what not the child, the how do you say it? The son of the family does, and takes the picture and uploads it in Facebook. I would do exactly the same.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I didn't know how to get it. I mean, it's not that I didn't know. I tried, and there was no way, and that's why I'm here.
It's important that people become aware that this type of situation is still happening in Spain, not just in the United States, but in Spain and Portugal, and a lot of countries in Europe are suffering dearly because of this. All right, but now on to a better, more interesting subject. Let's talk about what are you planning to do in the future? Any projects that you want to do? What's going on? Any ideas?
Yes, I'm working in a feature film that I'm probably shooting in July, if things go right.
Good.
Does
it have a name?
Yes, it's in Spanish it's el error.
The error? The mistake?
Error, yes.
Yeah.
It sounds terrible. The mistake sounds terrible in English. But yes,
error.
The error. I hope it's not going to be a mistake to make the film. It's a thriller, by the way.
Oh,
and it's interesting. I switch from comedies to thrillers because I think there's some connection between the 2 genres. There's some rhythm to it. I think if you understand the rhythm of comedies, you understand pretty much the rhythm of thrillers. There's a certain connection there.
¿Te gustaría decir algo a tus compatriotas en España?
Sí, me gustaría decir que, o sea, me gustaría primero agradecer a todo el equipo que hizo parte de Galletas, haber podido llegar hasta aquí, haber podido llegar al festival, agradecerte
Te lo has
haberme
merecido,
invitado. Creo que esto es una oportunidad y nada, y pues deseando poder volver a mi país a hacer lo que he soñado desde que era un niño hacer, ¿no? que es películas.
Sí, es un buen sueño. Y ya lo estás haciendo, o sea que enhorabuena.
Muchas gracias.
A ti.